In a game that got tight there in the second half, Andy, Martavius just kept coming through for you. Just a big
Yeah,
game.
he was without question the MVP of the game. That's the Martavius Newby we recruited, the guy that we thought would be energy, and that's what he was. Just all over the floor. Didn't hesitate, stepped up, knocked down 2 big threes, and I thought the timeliness of those was huge, kept balls alive. He was without question the energy component that we were looking for in order to grind out a win.
Andy, the win breaks the losing, but it also keeps you in a, I guess now it's a 2-way tie for 4th place.
Yeah, for us, those things, a lot of those things that drive you crazy trying to figure out, all the different scenarios. We've just got to do what we're supposed to do, and that's prepare for Texas A&M, who's also in that equation, I suppose, and try to go and break through on the road.
What did you think, Andy, of your defense against Rutherford? Looked like y'all.
Oh, we were really good in the first half. In the second half, I thought we got on our heels a little bit. I thought they were in attack mode. He's very, very good at getting in the seams, and he hurt us some with drives. I think they were in the double bonus within the first 8-9 minutes of the second half. They lived at the foul line in the second half, which was a little bit frustrating. But, the stat that jumps out at me, obviously, our Achilles heel all year has been rebounding with plus 18 on the glass. Anthony with a huge one at the end. Newby keeping balls alive. I thought DeMarco Cox gave us his best minutes in a long, long time. So I thought it was a good team effort.
Jarvis played 38 minutes and was just really steady against their defense.
Yeah. He's got to play heavy minutes. In lieu of the announcement this afternoon, he's a guy that's going to have to play heavy minutes for us. You want to play your best players. And if you look, at what Alabama did and what A&M does and what Arkansas does, they typically play their best players down the stretch. So Jarvis has got to stay out of foul trouble. We're going to play Snoop some at the backup one. We worked on that some today and shoot around. Fortunately for us, we didn't have to get to that situation simply because Jarvis was able to play heavy minutes.
Do you expect Derek to be back this season?
Oh, it is what it is at this point. I don't know what's going to transpire. There's going to be some things set in place, and whether or not he meets those will determine what happens next.
Andy, you had a 13-point lead early, really jumped out. How satisfying is that, considering the way it's been the last?
Well, I thought we were pretty locked in, and I think it was really based on our defense. Our half-court trap was turning them over, and we were getting some balls in the open floor. We were trying to do a better job than we did in the first game when they were switching things. Most people have done that. They're switching everything 1 through 4. When they had a true 5 in the game, when they had Jimmy Taylor and Carl Engstrom, they weren't switching that, so we were playing to the strong side. Well, then, Anthony made the adjustment. I'm sure he felt, as you said, they were down 13, 15 points. Then he threw caution to the wind and went with guys that could switch everything. And I don't know if Marshall scored from that point on. So, but we did do a better job of playing behind it, getting some shots at the basket, and actually completing some.
Rebounding went your way. Rebounding went your way tonight.
Huge. And I think it was just, effort, and we challenged them and challenged them and challenged them. And physically, I thought we could match up well. And proud of the guys for battling. 17 big offensive rebounds. Typically, that goes the other way. Tonight, it went our way, and that's the reason we won.
A little bit more about Marshall not scoring for the second game in a row. Second half, he didn't score. I mean, it's just a matter of getting shut down a little bit.
4 for 13, 2 for 8. I mean, some of his ball handling decisions, questionable.
Do you want to play Anthony at the 4 more and more?
I just want to win. I don't really get caught up in it. I really don't. I want to be able to, and it puts him in a tough spot because I'm asking him to know a lot of different things, and we're a set-based team because when Jarvis is in a flow, I kind of let it go. Otherwise, we want to try to get the ball to the right people in the right spot so we're not improvising a lot. With Anthony at the 4, he's a matchup problem, but I also need him some at the 3 based on, our guard situation now in lieu of Derek not being able to play. So, Derek was a 17, 18-minute-a-game guy, and those minutes have to be eaten up by somebody, and it may have to be Anthony some at that 3.
You talk about just trying to pick up a win. It's not this losing streak. I guess with you guys, still fighting for a top 4 seed, to double bye in the tournament, do you think this kind of allows you guys maybe to hit the reset button a little bit, heading down the stretch? I
hope. Winning is a lot better than the alternative. We had a 3-game homestand, and we won 1 for 3. That certainly wasn't the goal. We had 2 heartbreakers on the road, and they started us in this swoon with Rutherford hitting a shot at the buzzer a couple of weeks ago, and we lost a heartbreaker at Georgia. It just feels good to win. I want to get a little pop back in our step. Every team in America, save for maybe a handful, and I don't even really know who those guys are. I watch Syracuse, and Syracuse has 5 straight games, hitting a half-court shot to win, or getting beat, come back and win, get beat, and then have a last-second shot that they get a defense. So everybody's in this grind. We're no different, and we've just got to be tough enough mentally and physically to grind through it and just see what this team's capable of doing. Because I yet to know what the ceiling is, quite frankly. I think that when we rebound like we did tonight, this team's got a lot of basketball in front of it. That has not been the norm for us, though, and that's the problem that puts us in the predicament we're in.
Anything else?
Did you do anything different with Relaford tonight?
Just tried to gap him and stay in front of him as much as we could. We were switching ball screens just to try to stay in front of him. I thought in the second half we didn't do as good a job, and he's very good at getting in gaps and making plays, and he hurt us some in the second half.
Thanks, Coach.